Hidden entirely from the outside world, the Valley of Thunder was a perfectly balanced, isolated jungle ecosystem of ancient growth. Kongar ruled this territory as the ultimate protector, maintaining total order through sheer physical dominance and the promise of his incredible strength. That peace was suddenly shattered. The ground began to buckle and shake, sparking a mass panic as the valley's animals fled from an approaching disaster. A 40-foot Tyrannosaurus rex tore through the vegetation, a massive invading force equipped with powerful legs and rows of razor-sharp teeth. Kongar's physical dominance was suddenly meaningless. His usual roars and displays of strength couldn't stop a predator built specifically to hunt and kill. The silverback was a formidable defender, but he was facing a creature whose size and lethality far exceeded his own biological limits. This diagram outlines the disparity between the two combatants, comparing the estimated mass and bite force of a T-Rex against a silverback. As the numbers scale to highlight the deficit, it becomes clear that in a head-to-head encounter, the gorilla's survival is a statistical impossibility. Even with the math against him, Kongar stayed in the path of the intruder, refusing to abandon his home to the superior predator. Kongar was standing his ground, but the odds were stacked entirely against him. To save the valley, he'd have to find a way to win that didn't involve a direct exchange of blows. Kongar's first attempt relied on using the environment as a weapon, grabbing a massive branch to try and deliver a blunt force strike to the beast's face. The wood shattered on impact. The dinosaur's dense hide and massive weight absorbed the blow, resulting in nothing more than a momentary stumble. The dinosaur immediately retaliated, whipping its massive tail across the ground and dealing a devastating physical penalty to the protector. Kongar quickly pivoted to a more mobile strategy. He used his agility to scale a nearby boulder, leaping onto the predator's back to strike at its neck. It wasn't enough. The T-Rex's thick neck muscles and sheer power allowed it to easily resist the gorilla's grip. The dinosaur easily shared the extra weight, violently throwing the silverback gorilla directly into a splashing body of water below. These direct exchanges, whether using blunt objects or relying on speed, proved that standard combat would only lead to Kongar's eventual defeat. As Kongar pulled himself from the shallow pool, the dinosaur moved in, opening its jaws for the final attack. But as he looked up at the waterfall, Kongar noticed a specific rock formation hanging precariously over the valley floor. This cliff schematic shows deep structural fractures. Years of rushing water erosion left the formation on the brink of collapse. Applying targeted force at the central fracture point triggers a cascading failure, bringing the entire overhang down. Kongar stopped trying to fight the dinosaur. Instead, he turned his attention towards the mountain itself. The gorilla raced up the vertical rocks, intentionally leading the T-Rex into the drop zone directly beneath the weakened cliff. Once he reached the top, Kongar ignored the predator and focused all of his strength on striking the cracked stone. The impact was the final straw. The fracture point gave way, and the entire section of the cliff began to slide. A massive avalanche of heavy boulders and thousands of gallons of rushing water crashed down toward the exposed, charging predator. The weight of the falling water acted as a massive force multiplier, instantly burying the T-Rex and neutralizing its every physical advantage. The dinosaur struggled in the deep water below, pinned by the debris and unable to maintain its footing or continue its hunt. Realizing it could no longer win this engagement, the predator let out one final roar before limping back into the dark jungle, defeated by the very environment it tried to conquer. As the threat vanished, the animals of the valley emerged from their hiding spots to gather around their protector in the golden light of the setting sun. The story of the day the gorilla brought down a mountain to save the valley was passed down for generations, growing into a legend. The giant's retreat proved that physical power is vulnerable to environmental leverage. By turning the mountain into a weapon, Kongar showed that a single strategic insight can overcome any biological advantage.